Strike-Forget.
Here.
Thompson.
Here. Thank you. I would ask everyone to stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have before us an agenda this evening. Could I get a motion to approve? A motion by Ms. Thompson and a second? A second by Ms. Daniels. Any discussion or questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We have an agenda. We also have before us a consent agenda, which is the various items that come before us monthly, including donations from our community, and as always, our community is incredibly generous for our students, teachers, and staff. I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda, the consent agenda. A motion by Ms. Daniels and a second. Second by Ms. Strike-Forget. Any questions or discussion? This will require a roll call vote. I would ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Arcan. Aye. Daniels. Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strike-Forget.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye. And we have consent agenda. It is now time for the public forum portion of the meeting. There was one request submitted to speak. Recognition, Dr. President.
Thank you, Chair Ellison, members of the board. Tonight we celebrate students who have represented the district in various activities, including students who represented us in State History Day, with several students qualifying for nationals. Additionally, we had students recognized by the Minnesota Scholastic Award Awards and Minnesota Association of Alternative Program Stars. Congratulations, students, and thank you to the staff and family members who support the students along the way. Go Bears! Often our liaisons are busy,
into our last informational item, C3, superintendent's report.
All right, all right. Student report first.
As we make our way through spring, many exciting activities are coming up for our graduating class of 2024. On May 4th, upperclassmen delivered 24-karat gold youth prom with a huge success in the student body. Seniors are preparing for a school-sponsored senior day this Friday, May 17th. There will be a breakfast held in the auxiliary gym along with a Valley Fair trip for the remainder of the day. Additionally, graduation will be taking place June 7th, celebrating the hard work of our students. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Barney. I'll hold right in mind. So, congratulations to Area Learning Center language arts teacher Michelle Norcross, who was named the 2024 White Bear Lake Area Educators Teacher of the Year at the ceremony last week. Willow Lane Elementary 5th graders are carrying on the tradition of taking over local restaurant Donatello's in White Bear Lake. Students are working as cook servers and hosts of the lunch hour from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on May 14th and 21st. Stop by for terrific service. The district is sponsoring Market Fest on June 27th. White Bear Lake Area Schools Experience will fill 4th Street with district booths, activities, and pop-up employment fair opportunities. Please bring your friends and family, wear orange, and join us at 6:30 p.m. for the scheduled Orange Out photo. Those who are interested in touring the renovated White Bear Lake Area High School are invited to mark their calendars for community open house events from 3 to 6 p.m. on August 29th. Additional information will be shared as the event approaches. So, please don't calendars for that. It's very, very fun community event. There are a lot of things going on that day, so more information will be coming up. As the school year comes to a close, a variety of end-of-the-year student celebrations are taking place throughout the district for the last day of school, June 6th. I'd like to offer special congratulations to those who are celebrating the end of an era, whether it's graduating from high school, middle school, elementary, kindergarten, or preschool. Enjoy the last days of the school year and have a safe and relaxing summer.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Thank you so much. So we'll move into our first discussion item, D1, Community Services and Recreation Summer Program Report.
Good evening, Chair Ellison, members of the board, Dr. Kasperchek. We're here tonight to just kind of give an overview and an updated report on what all the things happening under our Community Services and Recreation Department this summer. A lot of exciting things. Behind me that will have individual time to share areas of their program area. 3 of my 4 leadership coordinators part of our department. I'll introduce them now, and they'll have individual slides that they'll speak to in a minute. But we have Darcy Rodriguez, our coordinator of early childhood programs, Nicole Oswald, our coordinator of out-of-school time programs, and John Anderson, our coordinator of adult programs and facility use. And then not with us tonight is Matt Rebo, our youth recreation and middle school sports coordinator. So we're excited to come up here and share what you guys can expect to see this summer and available for kids and families and everybody of all ages. And primarily summer, but we might sprinkle in a little bit of things that have been going on this spring and things to highlight that are going on as well. So we'll go through and time for questions at the end, and we're going to jump right in. So Darcy, you have the floor.
All right. Well, we are excited again to be offering for our incoming K students, our Next Step kindergarten program. This has been a super well-received program for the last 2 years. We've spent the last 2 years tweaking it just slightly. This year will be, again, a blend of kids who are coming in, through a fee-for-service model, as well as kids who are qualifying for targeted services who have been with us through the school year, but we feel could still use some additional support, particularly in some just academic support and some more work on letters recognition and also letter sounds. Next Step K is run in tandem with targeted services. I think you'll probably remember from last year, we talked through that changeover, which has been super successful at being able to wrap around our students and provide transportation as well as a free lunch accessibility. We run it in tandem with targeted services so that older siblings can also attend Camp Summer at the same time. And our incoming K students are given the opportunity to work on some of those pre-learning skills around routines, structure the school day, getting to learn and know a trusted adult, starting to understand how our kindergarten rooms operate, getting a chance to see what those spaces are, get a chance to walk through the lunch line potentially for the first time and navigate the cafeteria, meet some of our out-of-school time staff that's also there on site at the same time, and many of our kids use out-of-school time services throughout the year. So it's just a great opportunity for kids to get a feel for what it's going to be like in a few months as they head into the kindergarten classrooms. And then our ECFE program will continue this year to offer playground playgroups. Playground playgroups take place once a week. We bring together families from across the district who join up at West Park. It was such a popular program for the last 2 years, we actually had a waiting list, so we doubled the size of it this year and wound up having our teachers do 2 sessions back to back. Our early childhood teacher comes in, she plans activities, they do a circle time, she brings sand toys and all sorts of things. We're able to accommodate siblings there, which is a great opportunity for families. So families come out, they play with all their kids, they get a chance for that structure. They can check in with our teacher who has a background in working with families who might need some extra support. And so if they're feeling stressed about parenting or other things, they have somebody that they can resource and touch base with. I did not put a slide in, but I did want to let you know too, we continue to do outreach activities over the course of the summer. So that includes our diaper closet. We received a generous grant from the Wiper Lake Educational Foundation to be able to help us to provide diapers to the community as a supplement. As you probably know, it's one of those things that's hard to get through the food shelf. They occasionally have them, but not always. And so we've been able, through that generous grant, to be able to continue to provide that. And we do have families stopping in all summer long to be able to access that resource. In addition to that, we work with our family advocate to be able to do some bridging for families. As you all know, a 2 to 3 month summer-long break is a long break for families who may be in crisis or have some needs. And so we've been working with our family advocate to be able to do some check-ins with families, be able to continue some of that wraparound support and continue to connect families with community resources as needed over the course of the summer. And then as we bridge into the beginning of the school year, many of our buildings do back to school events, and so we do have teachers that attend those to both talk with families about opportunities of joining an early childhood family education class, as well as making sure that we've got them enrolled in preschool and we've captured those kiddos who are ready for that experience. So that's some of the great work we have going on over the summer. We look forward to being able to continue to wrap around our families as we go into the warmer, more playful months of our community. So, next up, school age care.
I'm Nicole Oswald, I'm the out of school time coordinator, so we're busily preparing for our summer sites. We have our extended day programs, which is our K-5 program, childcare out of school time during the summer, which is full days. And then our flex program, which is incoming grades 6 through 8. We also have in those same buildings this year, along with our Next Step Summer program, we have Camp Summer and Summer U, which offers extra practice for students so that they can practice those academic skills and avoid the slide during the summer without the practice. And then our youth enrichment is mainly running out of our Lincoln building, just in terms of space. So we will be at Onika, Lincoln, Otter, and Matoska this summer. And the buildings will be very full. So in extended day, we have 130 to 200 students per day on site, and that starts June 12th. So it runs June 12th until kind of mid-August. And we're open from 7 to 5:30 daily, so we did have a change in our start and end times based on some attendance data that we were hoping to kind of condense some of those hours, and have received some very positive feedback from families as well with that change. In addition, our flex program, we did change those hours last year. We ran it from 8 to 4:30 and received some feedback from parents that they wanted to make that a little bit longer. So we're open from 7:30 to 5 o'clock, and we did end up getting 28 more students enrolled in the program. So that was pretty significant for us, and we're really grateful to our parents for that feedback. We don't have any Camp Summer or Summer U registration numbers yet, but invitations and registration for K-5 went out the first week in May and will be coming out for middle schoolers in the next couple of weeks. All of our teachers are hired, so that's really exciting. It'll run July 8th to August 1st, 8 to 1. So we're excited to have some fun with all of our students this summer. And then youth enrichment classes, as we've offered in other summers, we have horse riding, coding, sports samplers, archery, food decorating, drawing, STEAM. Those have been really popular, and we added 69 additional course offerings from last summer because we were getting full, which was great. Just a little bit of a review from the fall. So since as many of you know, we had some struggles with our wait list going into this fall. And since the beginning of the fall, we've accepted 263 contracts. So that's been a really big undertaking by my team, and really awesome to have a lot of support in how we're onboarding our assistants. So our summer contracts for 2023 were 705 contracts, and now we're at 711. And one thing that we noticed was that although the number of kiddos participating stayed around the same for the summer, there is an increase at our site daily levels. So there's actually the same amount of kids, but they're participating more days in the summer. So that was very exciting too. And then flex as well, we had talked about the 28 extra kiddos. So we're excited to have a lot of fun at our middle school program this summer. A little highlight for youth enrichment. So last summer, at the end of 2023, we had 1,005 participants in our programs, and as of 5/7, we've enrolled 979 kiddos. So that's pretty exciting in terms of participation. We're almost to the same point where we ended last year. One highlight from this fall and the spring is that we were able to offer an art class in partnership with a community vendor. She had reached out to us and wanted to offer that for free, and we ended up serving about 12 students for 6 weeks, which was a really cool opportunity. And we've been working on a lot of target marketing, and that has really been good, getting our name out there and making sure that our community and our family members and our students know the opportunities that we're able to provide, and they're able to register for those when they need.
Yep, and just a Freedom Schools update. So this will be our third summer operating Freedom Schools again this summer in White Bear Lake. We will be at Willow Lane Elementary. Dates are up there along with the time, similar to last year. We have 12 of our team members everyone's hired for the summer for the program. We're accepting registrations right now. Those went out last week, as Nicole had mentioned. Looking to serve 120 kids this summer. And like I said, last year, just due to schedules and stuff with school still going on, we had a hard time getting staff down to the national training, but this year we're sending 12 people down to be a part of that national training, which is a tremendous experience. They're going to come back, I think, very energized and ready to go for summer. We did a similar training last year, and it is pretty impactful. So I look forward to hearing how that goes for them when they get back. And kind of where we're at right now with the planning, again, getting them set up for training, getting those things prepped. We have field trips scheduled already for the summer. Working on our final one right now with the Minnesota Lynx, if everything works out as planned. But we're going to Big River Farms. I think I'm saying that right, Big River Farms. And we're looking to hopefully bring them in cooperation with our Nutrition Services Department, because we do some partnership work with them, but getting the kids the experience of visiting the farm, where the food's coming from, and learn more about nutrition and speak in terms of what they're getting for meals. And then again, kind of, we're still in the planning stages, but again, those parent engagement nights, we do 5 a year, where we get to bring parents in, families over a meal, connect them with community resources, time to interact, face-to-face time, build those connections with their families. So very much looking forward to the summer. Yeah, it's coming sooner than we think, and everyone's real excited. So Another big win and big things we're looking to celebrate, Nicole Oswald, who was just up here speaking, did the heavy lifting of promoting or putting together information for an after-school and community learning grant, which we applied for through MDE, which supports after-school and summer learning. And we were lucky enough to get notification a few weeks ago that we were awarded the grant. We're very excited. The purpose of the grant is to connect schools and communities to offer culturally affirming and enriching after-school and summer experiences that meet the needs of our students and families. The grant's main objectives are to increase access to comprehensive and culturally affirming after-school and summer learning and enrichment opportunities that meet the academic, social, and emotional needs of historically underserved students. The second objective is to promote engagement in learning and connections to the schools and community, and to encourage school attendance and improved academic performance. So we were fortunate to receive, we will receive $1.4 million to support this work spread over the next 3 years, which is a really big deal. We'll have a lot of work ahead of us. We're still in the early stages. We were kind of in that notification that we were awarded, but the official, I'm learning the acronyms, OGAN, the official grant award notification had not come out yet. We still had some steps, but we just received that last Thursday. And then Nicole and I will be attending the orientation for all the grant awardees on this Wednesday. So a lot of work to be done, but a lot of impactful work and exciting. We're super lucky to be chosen to be able to receive this grant and move that work forward. Moving on to youth rec and middle school. So these are some of those spring things I was talking about that we would touch on. In addition to our competitive track and field, tennis and golf sports opportunities we offer for our middle school kids, we also did some increased intramural work this spring and get more kids involved. So this spring we also have a boys volleyball league, a flag football league, continued ultimate frisbee, and then soccer as well. The flag football things, we have 81 kids that signed up for flag football. The Matt Rebo received a grant, I guess if you want to call it that, from the Minnesota Vikings. They're doing a really big push for women's flag football. So they sent us equipment. We have jerseys for the participants to be a part of that too that are tailored to us. They say Bears and they're the right colors, black and orange. But again, just a nice testament to additional offerings. We're looking to get our middle schools involved, keep them connected to the building, provide opportunities after school. If the numbers are low, we do a lot of connection, bringing Sunrise and Central students together, give them that interaction to meet kids from the other school before they go to high school, where they will be under one roof together. Activity bus offered on the to get home. Nobody has to worry about how they're going to get home from activities after school. They'll get a ride. So a lot of great positive things here this spring. So we had 81 kids out for flag football, 41 for ultimate frisbee. We had 25 boys come out for boys volleyball. And soccer was kind of a last-minute push. We did some work with our new soccer coach that wanted to help us. We reached out to her to see if she would be interested in working with us, and we were able to get 14 kids to start out now. So that's a decent start, but we look to build on that and build that momentum and carry that into summer and the fall. And then in terms of summer youth rec and camps, again, you'll see a lot of familiar things on there that you've seen in the past. I just want to take this opportunity to remind everybody how lucky we are to have the number of parent volunteers that we have to be able to coach our youth and be a part of our youth rec leagues. We could not do that work without the volunteers of our adults and parents in the community, so we're very appreciative of them. And just, you can see it up on the list there, but just a lot of nice variety of different sports and activity camps that we work with. It's through collaboration and partnerships. We do a lot of camps with our high school varsity coaches, to kind of build that connection so they can meet kids at a younger age, build, create that connection, love for the sport, and hopefully we see them up through the system as they get older, and continued connection with our community partners and local athletic associations for these opportunities as well. And John.
Thank you. I'm John Anderson, like Tim mentioned. I deal with the experienced bears, so the older generation, and we try to remind them that we're part of the school district, and we provide activities and programs for them and good experiences all the way through. So a lot of information up there. I'm not going to touch on everything. We talked about summer highlights. I'll jump down to the bottom. This Saturday, we have our annual parking lot sale. We have 51 sellers of fine curated treasures from garages and basements. So if anybody's interested, please come out. We'd love to see you out there. So we have everybody come out and they take up a parking stall, and we'll have a bunch of people there trying to find some treasures. We'll also have a summer barbecue August 9th, and we partner with the White Bear Lions, who will come out and cook for us. Last year, we had over 200 participants come through during that event. So our summers at the senior center are a little bit slower just because of a lot of people tend to stay away and do their own thing, but we try to get people coming in. Averages, we're right around 500 plus throughout each month of the season. And those are daily activities. Those are card players, cribbage, wood carvers. So those are vital to our programs. And those numbers are growing. So it's fun to see those groups growing. And what we're realizing as we're counting people coming through, we're busy. There's a lot of people coming through. Most of the activities happen Monday through Thursday, and then the special events that we do, the community events, the parking lot sale, or open houses, boutiques, all those types of other programs that we do happen on Fridays and Saturdays. So we try to fill those Fridays and Saturdays up the best we can. Another important piece that we do is Meals on Wheels. We average about 45 meals a day serving our community, anywhere from, throughout the whole White Bear Lake School District. So it's a vital program that serves a lot of needs here in this area. We are seeing an increase because Ramsey County did receive some title funding to allow more free meals, so we're trying to promote that in the Ramsey County areas. Our adult enrichment programs this past year were up quite a bit. We had over 1,000 participants from the previous years. Not sure why yet. We're trying to figure out what that is, but I think a lot of it had to do with the cooking classes we were offering. So those seem to be real popular. And Michelle and I, my staff person, we toured the new high school's Culinary Arts Center last week, and we're trying to see if we can slide in there a little bit and try not to mess things up for them too much. Touching on facilities. Facilities, again, I have to thank the board for providing us these wonderful new facilities. Part of my job is renting out those facilities, and it's crazy busy. If you haven't seen them, go by at night. They're being used by our students during the day and after school for high school programs, and my job is then to fill them up at night. And so we're doing that on nights and weekends, and soccer, football in the fall, lacrosse going crazy right now, and other renters that are out there seeing our great new facilities. The track has been amazing for us. Just alone in January, there was 800 walkers that we caught coming through. So it's been a great facility for our community, and we continue to promote it and try to get more and more people in here. Another part of my area is adults with disabilities. We work with a consortium of neighboring communities, and typically we are offering about one class a month, and there's a picture of some artists that have been attending many of our classes. Michelle also does teach those classes, but Tim's going to touch on the additional funding that we're going to hopefully be receiving, and hopefully we can expand that, so thank you.
Yep, so just to wrap up with adults with disabilities, through legislation that was passed last session, last year, the state approved an increase in the amount we receive per capita for adults with disabilities. So with that increased funding, we're working within our Community Bridge Consortium, which is us and 4 other school districts that work to partner on, like we do a lot of our own events here in-house, and we do a lot of community and field trips and other classes and stuff that we promote for each other, so people have opportunities outside of, the city of White Bear Lake and the district of White Bear Lake to go explore, meet new friends, make new connections. So we're in the middle right now of working on how we use those funds to kind of expand to either provide additional offerings, new kind of excursion or field trips. We did get feedback through a survey that people would like to be able to get out more. So if we can use some of those funds for transportation to kind of keep the cost down for them, that'll be a great asset for us to serve that portion of our community that we are serving through adults with disabilities. And then our adult basic ed program, right now we have a very strong family literacy program that we operate under our early childhood window of programs. We had 19 families enrolled over our 2 sections this year. And topics of the class, we had beginner and advanced English, Topics of those class for beginner English, they discussed, English for making medical appointments, work and family schedules, creating and interpreting graphs. And then as they progress and get on to more advanced, they start talking about things like career exploration, voting in the U.S., setting personal goals, and creating and interpreting additional kind of graphs and data for financial purposes and such. Both groups were able to take a tour of the new White Bear Lake Community Food Market, and many parents have been taking advantage of that resource. That's right across the parking lot that's run by the Food Shelf. If you haven't been down there, I'd suggest it. They are lying out the door every day. It's been a fabulous resource for us in the community. They've also had visitors from our team show up, as long as the Bear Care Clinic, members from the Closet. We had some representatives from the Children's Defense Fund with Freedom Schools come share some information about how to access child tax credits, making sure they're aware of how to get those if that's a benefit to them, and a diaper closet to connect families with community resources as well. In addition to that, they've supported the parent education portion of the class by pre-teaching vocabulary and facilitating scaffolded conversations around the parent education topic of the day that they choose. And also seen in the picture there, they received a grant from the White Bear Lake Area Foundation to allow parents to have a parent night out painting class with dinner and childcare provided, and that's just a photo of their night out together. It was an opportunity for parents to practice self-care, connect with other parents, and practice our English and listening skills by following the painting directions in English. And currently, we have 6 different languages from people that attend our class. And it's just wonderful if you get a chance to pop in. If you're ever interested, let me know. If you'd like to sit in on the class or introduce yourself to them, the connections and the things they talk about in the class to build those relationships, it's a lot of fun. So I would suggest making that time if you can. And then I just wanted to share, as part of our consortium for ABE, you see our numbers have gone up significantly over the last year and 2 years coming out of the pandemic. So this consists of our Harmony Consortium in partnership with Matamidi and North St. Paul. So this includes our Family Lit class, a lot of online classes we offer, the inline classes we've offered in-house here, as well as in-person classes that are offered at the Harmony Learning Center as well. But we've seen a large increase, and a lot of our families in White Bear Lake too have really grabbed on to the online courses. We did some in-person stuff for a while, and then we had to pivot on a couple days, still coming out of the pandemic for online, and people really lean into that, and that really just kind of accommodated their schedules better. They were able to take classes from home and not have to worry about driving or childcare. They were able to kind of keep busy, but yeah, numbers are going up. And then we recently just had a beginning conversation in the early stages with Ion from our education and equity team around continuing and what can we do to explore work that we can offer through ABE to support our ML families and a lot of our newcomer families that are coming in. We provide a lot of supports for students within that program, but just started a conversation about wanting to reach out and see what we can do to provide services and resources to the entire family coming in, and what can we do to do our part. So, yeah. And then just wanted to share, if you're looking for more information, those are kind of our most recent publications that are online right now, so you can find those on our website. You'll find our summer catalog, our ECFE and preschool registration guides, as well as our quarterly version of The Voice, which is our adult and senior program adult catalog as well. And then coming up here, just for some highlights, upcoming events. This coming up at the end of May on the 31st, for the second time, we're hosting our Bears Explore Outdoors event. If you did not attend last year, I would highly recommend you come out this year. So we'll be on Bald Eagle Lake over at the Ramsey County boat launch area with the park there. So we didn't know what to expect last year. We thought maybe we get 100 people, and we had over 400 people show up with families, and it was just a wonderful event. So this year we're doubling down. We have over 15 vendors and community partners coming to have tables to showcase resources and other activities they have for families. We're partnering with Bass Tech, which is a fishing company that's purpose is to kind of expose and provide opportunities to underserved and marginalized students that may have not have an experience to go fishing anywhere else to do that work. So they're coming back to work with us. This summer, we worked with the Minnesota Recyclery like last year and I called them in like right before Thanksgiving this year and said, hey, would you have bikes for us again to donate to kids that we could raffle off for free? Last year, they gave us 40 He asked this year, can you take 80? And can you take 60 of them before winter break? I'm like, sure. We don't want to say no. So we currently have around 80 bikes, 70 to 80 bikes currently at the gym up north in Hugo that we'll be bringing down to the lake to raffle off for all ages. We got like the tyke bikes, like don't even have pedals, the Strider bikes, as well as the bikes for students and adults. And last year was just awesome to see parents come up to us and just say, the only reason we came was to get a bike. My son really needed a bike and he wanted a bike. And that's the whole purpose of why we do those things, right? To provide resources and smiles and bring families and community together. So and a huge thank you again to our community partners. We're doing some work. The White Bear Rotary will be coming there to serve. We're getting food from Red Luna like we did last year. So the Rotary's coming out to help serve the meal to people coming through that day. And then the White Bear Lions Club just approved a grant request. So they're going to come help supply volunteers to help with the bike raffle, as well as provide funding. So everyone that's coming through will get a White Bear Lions Club bike light that they can clip onto their bike to shine at night so people can see them riding around. So again, super fortunate. May 31st, 5:30 to 7:30, please come down. And then it's a little in advance, but just wanted to put this on people's radar, but our annual Bear Bike Ride that we've done the last 4 summers now, Trevor Putnam, one of our school psychs, has kind of put this into place coming out of the pandemic to raise money for youth sports and athletics. We've expanded to make sure that those offerings and scholarship money available is also good for youth enrichment and other offerings. But we're pivoting this year a little bit and tying it into homecoming. Reached out to Brian Peliquin and asked if we could partner with him and kind of make it one of the homecoming activities and run it out of the high school on the Saturday morning after homecoming. So instead of just doing a large kind of adult, like we traditionally have done a 10-mile, 25-mile, and a 50-mile ride, really wanted to make sure that we get our students and families more involved. So we'll offer maybe like we're just beginning the planning stages right now, but getting a little kid bike they could run around the track once or twice, and then maybe a shorter 4 to 6 mile course for the younger kids, and then as well as those longer courses for the older adults as well. So looks to be a fun event, and again, very much in the planning stages, but hopefully it'll be a good tie into homecoming, get people to come out with their bikes and their families and participate with us. So that's a lot. If you guys have any questions, we're more than happy to answer them for you and provide more information if needed, but if not, we thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much. Any questions from Mr. Mauer?
Yeah, thank you, and this is great to hear, going into the school district, and pre-K to 12 classes, more traditional, buildings, all floors, and it's just so great that the district offers all these things to the education, recreation program, and all of the great work that goes into this, and thank you for writing the grant, Nicole,
Yeah.
and securing the MDE funds, that's great, and Darcy from and John, and Tim, and I know Matt's not here, but great team, with great work, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. When we couldn't do a lot of what we do without the support of you and the community, so we appreciate it. And the volunteers. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for the intramurals. I think that that's a really great, affordable option for our middle school kids.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
One step. We got a lot more work to do, but we'll get there.
It's a really good option.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, Matt did a nice job of altering those on different days. So like I think they're around $25 for, I think, 8 sessions, 6 to 8 sessions. But there's a Monday, like Monday, Wednesday could be ultimate frisbee, Tuesday, Thursday could be flag football. So kids could do something all 4 days. It wasn't offered. He tried not to offer them at the same time because he wanted to make sure that they had those opportunities to have different options and explore different things. And even if a kid was a track and field kid, maybe they could get away and still do ultimate frisbee one day if they wanted to, right? To kind of provide them those options. So, yeah, like I said, it's a great first step, but we have a bigger vision for what we'd like to do there, and this is just kind of the first step to that vision of where we'd like to go. So, all right, thank you.
And we now move into our next discussion item, D2, the first reading of school board policies, 517, 518, 519, and 705. These are coming to us for a first reading. The board will read these policies and offer any feedback, and they will come back to us for a second reading at the June 10th meeting for approval. Board members, if you have any comments about any of the policies, please do let us know which policy we're looking at and which page number so we can all follow along. So any questions or comments from board members about these policies for the first reading? And again, a huge thank you to the policy committee. It's a lot of work to go through all these policies and look with a fine-tooth comb. So thank you very much to the cabinet and also the board members. All right, we'll move into our first operational item, E1, action on nutrition services prime vendor. Mr. Wall?
Good evening, Chair Ellison, members of the board, Ms. Van Cook, Dr. Kazmierczak. Recently, the school operations department posted a request for proposals for the school district's prime food vendor. With us tonight to explain the process and the bids is Bridget Lane, our Director of Nutrition Services.
Thank you, Tim. Chair Ellison, members of the board. You'll see before you, I believe it is the scoring of 4 prime vendors who submitted for bid. So as you might remember, 4 years ago, we did the same thing. We do this every 4 years. Go out for bid for anybody who might be interested. We purchase all of our food through our prime vendor, and so it's everything from produce to frozen foods to our chemicals. We're estimating a $1.8 million contract this year with up to 3 renewals. Again, we did have the 4 bidders. One of them did not submit all of the materials, so they came back as incomplete. Otherwise, all of the pricing came back very, very close, and it came down really to service. And the number one service that we found with the IFD, our recommended award, is that they were willing to bring in just about any product we would ask them for. So we feel like we could get the best quality products for our students. The next closest would require a minimum of 50 cases a month, or we'd have to bring it in-house, which is just not feasible for us. So are there any questions?
So the recommended action is to approve the award of the prime food vendor to IFD Food Service Distributor for the period July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, at an estimated value of $1.8 million with an option to renew for up to 3 additional years. So you've heard the recommended action. Could I get a motion to approve? So moved. A motion by Dr. Arcand and a second? Second. Second by Dr. Newmaster. Any further questions or discussion? This will require a roll call vote, and Les Clerk, please call the roll.
Arcand, aye. Daniels.
Aye.
Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strikeoji.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye. And the motion passes. Thank you. And our next operational item 2, action on Sunrise Park security package. Mr. Wall.
Yes, thank you. As Sunrise Park Middle School moves to South Campus to become Mariner Middle School, renovation will begin on the South Campus building. It will house Transition Education Center, Early Childhood, Senior Program, and district offices. I'm here to present the bid award recommendation for the new security system at Sunrise Park. The bid process was developed in collaboration with True North Consulting, the consultant who has supported the school district in all of our projects in terms of developing the design and the RFP process for the security systems. So these are the systems that include video surveillance, electronic access control systems, as well as intrusion detection systems. There were 2 bidders for this project. True North Consulting had estimated the cost to be $422,450. LVC bid $427,344, and Systematic Technologies bid $299,883. So this is a significant savings from the projected expense by about $130,000. So the recommendation tonight is that the board accept the overall bid for the Sunrise Park Center security package as presented to Systematic in the amount of $299,883.
For the recommended action, can I get a motion to approve? Motion by Ms. Daniels and a second? Second. Second by Ms. Strikeoji. Any questions? Ms. Thompson? One question, do we have an idea why it was such a big difference?
No, Systematic Technologies is already will already be in the building doing the technology low voltage installation, and so maybe they felt like that it was worth it to them to bid a little bit lower because they had crews there already. Both contractors covered all the bases on their bids, both were well qualified. There is often a big difference between the high and the low.
This will require a roll call vote. I would ask the clerk, please call the roll.
Arcan, aye. Daniels.
Aye.
Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strike OJ.
Aye.
Thompson.
And the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to our next operational item, B3, action on tentative agreements. 2023 to 25 fiscal years, bus drivers and all aides, Teamsters Local 320. Mr. Mons.
Good evening. We've got 3 tentative agreements for you here this evening. We'll take them one at a time. So first up is, as you said, the bus drivers and aides. I'd like to say a thank you to the district's bargaining team for all 3 of these agenda items, primarily composed of Cindy Gustafson, Andy Johnson, and Tim Wald. It's a lot of time that goes into this, and it's greatly appreciated to get us to this point. This was our first time negotiating with Teamsters Local 320, who came in to represent our bus drivers and aides after previously being represented by Local 70. And we had a very positive round of bargaining. It was greatly appreciated and very nice to work with them, as well as our stewards and our leaders on the bus driver and aide front. So it was a very positive round of bargaining. And with that, I make the recommendation.
Further recommend action to approve the 2023-25 bus drivers and bus aides Teamsters Local 320 tentative agreement. Can I get a motion to approve? A motion by Ms. Thompson and a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Newmaster. Any further questions or discussion? This will require a roll call vote. As the clerk, please call the roll.
Arcan, aye. Daniels.
Aye.
Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strike OJ.
Aye.
Thompson.
The motion passes. Thank you.
And next up is our, oh, sorry, go for it.
I'll take it from here, Mr. Ross.
Perfect.
Next operational item B4, action on tentative agreement 2023-25 fiscal years, International Union of Operating Engineers, Local number 7 facility.
Yes, and so very similarly with our custodial unit, we had a very positive round of bargaining. I appreciated the amount of time that that unit put into having discussions with us. And with that, I will make the recommendation.
Any further recommended action for the custodial unit? Could I get a motion to approve? So, a motion by Mr. Oki and a second. Second by Ms. Thompson. Any further questions or discussion? This will require a roll call vote. As the clerk, please call the roll.
Arcan, aye. Daniels.
Aye.
Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strike OJ.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye. And the motion passes. And operational item E5, action on tentative agreement 2023-25 fiscal year White River School Nutrition Association.
And with our Nutrition Association, it's a little bit different as they represent themselves as an association. They're great to work with, do a really nice job representing their members and keeping that dialogue open. We've also really appreciated that we've continued to move towards an interest-based model of bargaining with that group. So that's been really positive all around. And with that, I make the recommendation.
Heard the recommended action to approve the Nutrition Association tentative agreement. Could I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Dr. Newmaster and a second. A second by Ms. Daniels. Any questions or discussion? Will require a roll call vote. As the clerk, please call the roll.
Arcan, aye. Daniels.
Aye.
Ellison.
Aye.
Newmaster.
Aye.
Strike OJ.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye. And the motion passes.
Thank you very much.
And finally, our last operational item E6, action on the board policies. 403, 498, 502, 606.5, 801, and 910. These are coming to us for a second reading. Generally, we approve these in one fell swoop. I'm going to get a motion on the table. Can I get a motion to approve? So, motion by Mr. Oji and a second. Second by Ms. Daniels. Any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none. All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. And the motion passes. And the last item on the agenda is a board forum. Board forum is an opportunity for board members to talk about things that are going on in the community, things that they are connected to as far as their roles as board members. So, anybody have anything for board forum? Back to you, Esther.
I just want to again congratulate the community ed for the amazing number of things you provide, and to also promote our school's massive carnival, which is Friday, has a big fair and everything else invested. The last time I attempted to park close, I was a little late, and I think it was a mile long back. It's well attended, but it's worth the effort. So that's your Friday night agenda if you want a lot of fun and activities. And then I know I'll be at the Normandy event on Saturday. That's always a fun one also. So, lots of things going on. The weather looks good, and the Minnesota people just have to participate in all the good things that come. Graduations and next week. So, thanks to everybody.
I just want to commend anyone connected to the Descendants Middle School play. Theater performance was fabulous, spectacular. I believe it was Mrs. Dallas Anderson Garcia. Yes, so it was wonderful. Hope everyone got a chance to see it.
Ms. Davis, I just want to congratulate all the seniors on their coming graduation, and also we have seniors graduating from the Union District, which we partner with professional art programs, and several of our students that are also graduating from this program.
Ms. Thompson.
I had the pleasure of taking part in our Teacher of the Year interview process, which is just one of my favorite things to do. I had the pleasure of doing it years ago when we were still in the COVID era, so we had to do it virtually. So this time to do it in person is just really something to see. And reading through their philosophies of education just warmed my heart to see all the things that we hear about happening up here, but to actually read it taking place in the classroom really just brings it home for me. And so I was just, to all of our teachers, thank you that the year is coming to an end, and I am grateful for every single one of our educators, our paras, everybody that makes this school district run every day. We are greatly appreciated. And for those of you who get a break this summer, you deserve it. And for those of you who keep on working, thank you for your dedication to our district, and yes, have a wonderful summer.
Couple of things. One, in case anybody doesn't know anything to do tonight, there's a night of jazz at the District Center Auditorium. It starts in half an hour, so you can go listen to the jazz band play. It's a lot of fun from middle school and high school. And congratulations to our retirees. I know there were quite a few retirees in the consent agenda, and it's an incredible service to the district. Some folks who've been here for decades. So thank you to all of the retirees. I think I'm the last board member with an elementary kid. And so my elementary kid is graduating from elementary school this year, and we've been in elementary schools here for 11 years. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all the elementary schools, the staff, the teachers, the leadership. All four of our kids went through all the way, and it takes a lot of people to educate a kid, and I could not be more grateful that this is where we ended up. So thank you to all of our elementary folks. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Charles, I move.
Motion by Dr. McGinn, and a second. Second by Ms. Thompson. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.